there are a lot of fandoms out there. And we're going to tell you what the top ones are. Most popular, if you will. And these will.
You got me. I am. Welcome to the Wulff Den.
So, we're going to do this in no particular order with no research behind it.
Yeah, I think it's not even going to be the top. I feel like we're just going to shout out all these, the big fandoms that are out there.
And a lot of them are surprising.
Yes.
I'm going to say, I think the biggest fandom right now, current.
This second.
Doctor Who.
Definitely.
Gigantic.
Yeah, it is huge. I mean,
I've never seen it.
you can't go to a convention and walk 5 feet without seeing somebody dressed as a doctor. And it's gotten just bigger and bigger within the last few years. I consider myself a Whovian. Not a hardcore one, but I do enjoy Doctor Who. The thing with Doctor Who, though, that's a series that's been on for like 50 years, but this branch of fandom is mostly concentrated with the new series that started in 2005. You'll see the occasional doctor from the older series in a convention. You'll see somebody talking about, Tom Baker, Stephen McCoy, Sylvester McCoy, rather, or all the old doctors, but it's mostly
the new stuff.
New stuff.
The thing is, a lot of people like to I frequent DeviantArt and Tumblr,
Right.
as you may have heard. A lot of people like to mash these things up, almost always with Doctor Who.
Yeah, Doctor Who is something about. I think it's just the fact that Doctor Who travels through space and time, so he can literally go anywhere and do anything. The possibilities are endless.
Right.
That's like appeals to everybody. It can literally be anything. From one week to the next.
That's
probably why there's so much fan art there, because why not? It could happen.
Number two. Lots of fan art also. My Little Pony. Our favorite. You watched an entire documentary on Bronies.
I did.
I walked in on half of it.
It is on Netflix. I forgot the name of it. I'll put it down here somewhere. Very interesting documentary. These are all...
What are Bronies?
Bronies are males, usually from 13 to adulthood, who really like My Little Pony. Really like My Little Pony. They're not gay. They don't have any...
Nobody called them gay.
I know, but that's like always the assumption. They're not gay. They don't have anything like mentally wrong with them. They just like My Little Pony.
Now here's something weird. When I was little,
Yes.
not little. What was I, like 10?
Yeah.
Even like 15ish. I loved the Powerpuff Girls.
Me too.
Powerpuff Girls were awesome.
Yes.
Still are awesome.
Yes.
The person who's working on the new My Little Pony series, who relaunched the cartoon,
Lauren Faust.
she worked on Powerpuff Girls and Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends, which is also awesome.
Yeah.
So the show's probably awesome. I watched an entire episode because I like her,
Right.
and I thought it was okay. It wasn't Powerpuff Girls. It wasn't Foster's Home. It was okay. The problem is that all of these bronies, if you will.
Yeah.
Well, I shouldn't say all of them. A lot of them, I think they just like to be a part of something.
Yeah.
And they just want to be different for difference sake.
The thing about fandom is it's a great way to like connect with a group of people who are like similar to you.
Right.
And I guess just My Little Pony, it's just all the people who are so different from all the other fandoms. They need to fit in somewhere.
Yeah.
So they all mesh into My Little
Gravitate
Pony.
to
Listen,
that.
and if that's your thing, that's fine. Like Bob said, he liked Powerpuff Girls. I did too back in the day. I am probably the only person my age who tells people that Kim Possible is one of the greatest cartoons.
Oh, he loved
ever,
Kim Possible.
ever, and I stand by that. But I never drew fan art. I never went to a convention dressed as any of the characters. I made my Facebook avatar the Mole Rat because he's f***ing awesome. But that's about it. So
I'll say that My Little Pony's pretty good.
yeah,
It's a pretty good show. But, I don't want to dye my hair.
I think it's probably the most curious of the fandoms because it's just like
it's very strange.
It's not, and you know
they got real lucky with that.
Bronies are definitely not their intended target. Their intended target are girls. You know, people forget My Little Pony started in the 80s. Bronies are more geared towards the recent Lauren Faust series, Friendship is Magic.
As curious as that is, got another curious one, completely other end of the spectrum.
Yes.
Dark Souls.
You know, it's weird because that's a fandom with only, well, now 2, but, you know, before it was a fandom with really only one entity. Look at all other fandoms. You look at, like, Star Wars. You have, you know, 6 movies, 2 cartoon shows, an upcoming cartoon show, a whole bunch of books and comics and games. Doctor Who, 50 years of history. My Little Pony, like, a whole bunch of seasons of that show. Dark Souls is just really 2 games. But there's this whole, like, cult around it. I think that the reason why this has such a huge fan base is because it's so ridiculously hard.
Yeah, it's
and people love that challenge.
Yeah, people take it as a challenge.
Yeah, and like if you can get like an hour in that game without dying more than twice, that's like a badge of honor.
I completely gave up, and you can watch a video of it.
Yeah, I was at a party once, and somebody said that Dark Souls isn't that hard.
Well, that person
I just met this person, so I didn't want to, you know, come on too strongly. But I never want to shake a man more in my life. Dark Souls isn't really something I know a lot about. I don't
know much about it either, but I know that a lot of people are into it.
So I wish I can speak more for it, but I know it's huge. I mean, people always talk about Call of Duty, you know, makes all the money in the world. Skylanders makes all the money in the world. But Dark Souls really probably has the loudest fan base in modern video games.
That's true, yeah. No, I got Frozen.
I would counter by saying Disney animated films in general.
Yes. No, that's fine. Like the princess movies.
Right. I mean, but do you consider Lion King a princess movie? Because they don't count anybody from there. Because I would consider Disney animated films in general.
Okay.
Because Frozen, you're not wrong, but I feel like since Frozen is the most recent, that's why it's so big right now.
This is the biggest I've seen Disney.
This is the biggest it's been
in
a while. Yeah. I mean, we were kids.
Especially because this is a Disney princess. And the last Disney princess was what? Princess and the Frog? And nobody gave a shit about
Rapunzel was the last. Tangled.
Oh, that was it.
Tangled was pretty big.
Yeah, but not
Frozen big. I mean,
there was Tangled, and then before Tangled, there was Princess and the Stupid Frog.
Right. Well, there hasn't been a Disney animated feature this big since like we were kids with the 1, 2, 3 of Beauty and the Beast, The Lion King, and Aladdin.
Right.
So I mean, that's why like it's so huge right now.
Wreck-It Ralph was Disney?
Yeah.
Wreck-It Ralph doesn't count. But Wreck-It Ralph was awesome.
Yeah.
But it doesn't count.
You don't think it counts?
No. I'm talking about the princess movies, man. She is a Disney princess.
First off, there's 2 Disney princesses in that movie.
Yeah, but everybody cares about the
Let It Go. Girl. Yeah. Which
which was I'm talking about the blonde one. I didn't see that
that's the blonde one.
All right.
Yeah. Which by the way, I went a whole month without hearing that song, and then my coworker started singing it today, and I almost punched him in the face. The Disney animated series, there's like 2 tiers. There's like, you know, regular and then the princess version. And the princess movies are definitely like a notch above, I would say. But, you know, you have a whole cavalcade of Disney animated movies that aren't part of the princess genre, but they're still considered, you know...
I'm not saying that there's no merit to the ones that aren't the princess genre. I'm just saying there's a fandom around specifically the princess movies. Like, these people like all of the princess movies.
Right, but those same people, I mean, if you were to bring up The Jungle Book, which isn't considered part of the Disney princess game, they'll like freak out over that too.
Yeah, but not as hard.
Not as hard.
Do you have any fandoms?
I got a couple.
List of notable fandoms.
Yeah, list of notable fandoms. Thank you, Wikipedia. Trekkies.
Yeah, I didn't want to go to like the top tier that have been around forever.
Oh, you're looking more sort of like lesser known.
No, we can still talk about it.
Well, I mean, what's there left to say about Trek?
Exactly. I figured there's nothing to say.
So
I went for Doctor Who, which is top tier, but
Yeah.
that's because a lot of people don't know how big Doctor Who is.
Right. Well, all right. So if you want to go
Star Wars, obviously.
Obviously,
Star Wars.
Harry Potter.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Harry Potter. Harry Potter, man. I mean, every woman I know, like, they don't know jack about Star Wars, but you mentioned Harry Potter, and then everything's just like, whoa, Harry Potter, man.
So if you want to get babes,
read Harry Potter.
Watch a lot of Harry Potter movies. Don't read them.
And it's funny, because, like, the young adult genre as a whole has produced so many, like, different things. Harry Potter, Hunger Games, Twilight. But Harry Potter seems to be the only one that's, like, still going on. Like, I guarantee, like, Twilight ended, and, like, you don't really hear much about that anymore. Right. I guarantee you, once the Hunger Games ends, like, that movie, it's just, you're not going to hear much about that anymore. But Harry Potter is, like, still going on. Now, especially now that, like, new stuff is coming out. So, this lists brown coats, fans of Firefly.
Ah, that's what they're called?
Yeah, because they wear brown coats.
Wait, fans of Sherlock Holmes are called Sherlockians?
That's a terrible name.
That is a terrible
name. But, yes, fans of Sherlock are ridiculous. Yeah, so brown coats, fans of Firefly.
I don't like that name either.
Why?
Because I'm holding in a fart.
I would go, you want to talk about circles, I would say Joss Whedon fans, and then that circle is brown coats, and then Buffy fans, and then, I guess, Dollhouse fans, if those people exist. Okay, so what have we learned?
We've learned that we don't like a lot of things.
Right.
We've learned that the very popular fandoms are the ones where the fans are the loudest and the weirdest.
Yes.
Because people like being weird.
Yes. And that's okay. You do you.
Now, you know what would you consider you our fandom?
Oh, Jesus.
Of a fan of, included in a fandom?
Star Wars.
Yes.
Definitely. DC and Marvel. I don't discriminate.
Okay.
I would consider myself a Sherlockian. A brown coat.
What do you call somebody like Star Wars? They don't have a name, right?
Yeah, they're just Star Wars fans.
I would say big Star Wars fan.
Yeah.
Probably top fandom.
Mm-hmm.
Comic books, general.
Mm-hmm.
I guess you could say. Video games in general. Nintendo, even though I don't have a Wii U.
Yeah.
I'm a pretty big fan of Nintendo stuff. Sonic.
I was going to say Sonic the Hedgehog.
That is a big community, but they're all very sad people.
Yes.
Because there hasn't been a good Sonic game in a really long time.
You get your ray of hopes with, like, Sonic Generations, and then they put out Sonic Lost Worlds, and everybody just cries.
Yeah.
So.
That's pretty much it, I guess. Yeah. Can you be a fan of YouTube videos? People you subscribe to?
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. That's what you call subscribers.
Be a fan of our show. Subscribe. Share it to your friends.
And like us on Facebook.
Tell us what you're fans of in the comments. Yes. And give us your 2 cents. Because we'd love to hear from all of you bronies and Tim Burton fans. Did I say like this video already? Like it again. Make sure you liked it.
Like, share, subscribe, comments.
Share is important.
Please. If you or someone you know is a brony, share this video.
Thank you guys very much. Or if you like Dark Souls, tell us why.
Yeah.
Have a good week.
It's hard to tell because the picture is dark black and white, but if you look closely, you can see the costume is 2 tones, which is a nice break from the traditional all-black costumes we've been getting. Also, it's strange we haven't seen a live-action Batman with short ears since Adam West.
The ESRAM is also supposed to be super fast. So, what happened? In theory, the ESRAM sounds great, but so did the 32X. Developers say this ESRAM is, quote, a pain in the ass to develop for.